So maybe APS-C is dead. All right, folks, we're going to go and answer this question in this video. I am that one camera guy, as you know already at this point, and I wanted to go and have a quick discussion on whether or not you should go with FullFrame or Sony APS-C. Which direction should you go? I'm talking to the people that are in the pool with Sony. I'm not talking to the people that are really outside. You know, they've got their own camp. More of the Sony people here. And I'll just be completely blunt and honest. You know, as somebody that owns quite a few APS-C cameras from Sony, and I've got a pre-order for the 6100 and the 6600, I'll just be upfront and blunt with you on what you should do right now. If you're getting serious about your work, let's say you own an APS-C camera right now today, let's say you do have an APS-C camera, you got a few, you know, you got a good chunk of money. You're like, you know what, I'm ready to go pretty serious. Don't go serious with APS-C, hands down, don't. Look at the A7 III, okay, or even consider FullFrame in general, depending on your particular needs. And here's why. The Sony 16-55 f2.8 pretty much sealed the deal right now. I'm not saying just right now, it could change, but in the meantime, yeah, I like that Sony released a 16-55 f2.8, but the price point's bananas, right? I think, I'm not surprised about the price. Some people won't be bothered by the price, but the majority of folks are going to be bothered by the price, and it's totally understandable. I get it. But look, on the FullFrame side, you've got a Tamron 20-75. You've got a Tamron 17-28. F2.8s, by the way. And you've got more coming out before the end of this year. We're all waiting for maybe a zoom lens to complete the trinity, right? So you got an ultra-wide, a normal zoom, and then a telephoto zoom. For under about, you know, $900, maybe hopefully this telephoto will be under $1,000. Once you have that, you got the Trinity set of lenses. You can build a kit around the Sony Sony FullFrame world without breaking the bank, right? Could you imagine the cost on a full Sony FullFrame? $2,000 for the body, $2,000 for the ultrawide, $2,000 for the normal telephoto, another $2,000 for the 70-200. You're looking at over $9,000 potentially, right? That's a lot of money versus if you wait for the third-party options, you're going to cut that in half or even less than half if you want to build out a system, and if you shop smart, you will save more money. If you go with the APS-C side of the things, if you're trying to go even more serious, there's nowhere to go. The Sony 16-55 f2.8 is $1,400. You can get those two Tamron f2.8 lenses for about, I don't know, $1,600-$1,700. They're really close. You get two lenses, my goodness. And then compared to G-Master lenses, I mean, it's a bargain price to get those lenses. So if you're looking to go a little more serious with your work, consider looking at Tamron on the FullFrame side. And there's more options coming out every single day. And I think that's where Sony screwed up with the pricing on that, because I don't think Sony's really taking the APS-C maybe as seriously as it could. I like that they released it. It'll probably be a few years out before you see that 16-55 f2.8 go under $1,000. It'll be a while, maybe a couple years. And but in the meantime, you got to pay a premium for it. And it's because of that I don't recommend APS-C if you're trying to move forward. The way I look at it is like this. Go FullFrame, add APS-C as a secondary camera, right? So maybe you're shooting video with FullFrame and you're like, you know what, it'd be nice to have a secondary camera that matches with my FullFrame. Look at the 6400, 6500, or even, you know, the 6600 if you wanted something a little more beefy to match your camera systems. Although price point wise, 6600 and A7 III are really close in price point. Dangerously close in my opinion. I can pick up a gray market A7 III for about $1,670 if that's kind of what you want to do. So the 6400 is a really good middle ground option if you need to tack on some 4K options and have some really nice modern features that are similar, a little bit similar to the A7 III. Go ahead and pick up an APS-C body. So you add the APS-C body to your FullFrame system. You don't go the other way around. You don't go, this is my APS-C system, I'm going to add a FullFrame to it. Don't work that way with this. So that's the way I think you should look at it. Now, for those of you who are really on a low budget, you got A6000, you got a couple $100, you're like, man, I want to upgrade, I don't have a lot of money. Okay, look, if you're not really serious about your stuff, you're an amateur enthusiast, you're just a hobbyist, you just like tinkering with cameras, and you pretty much are just going to use the same kit lens, the 1650 kit lens forever, which a lot of people do, by the way. Here's the thing. Go with the sell your A6000, go for the A6300 used, or wait a little bit longer for an A6100. If you want to save more money, wait 6 to 12 months for a price drop on the 6100 so you can save some more money that way. But if you're really itching for something now, like you can't wait, the 6300 is a great option to go to because 4K, 1080p slow motion, better raw buffer performance. It's overall a better package on the 6300. Way better over the A6000 in my honest opinion, as someone who owns several A6300s. So that'd be a better way to go. If you're just a tinkerer, right? I'm not saying you're a professional. I'm not saying you're going places or something. You're just like, I want something that's more fun to use right now. But if you need that flippy screen, you might want to look at the 6400 or wait longer for the 6100 because right now you can snag a 6400 for about $800 brand new, either gray market or with an EDU discount on B&H Photo. Way too close to the A6100. Way too close. So they're so close in price that I would just go to the 6400 in general. The 6600 is a weird anomaly in my opinion. Now that I've been thinking about it more, yes, it's nice that it has stabilization. It's nice that it has a headphone jack. It's nice that it has a bigger battery. But you're like, okay, just imagine it's an A7 III. Wow, I've got a headphone jack. I've got a mic jack. I've got a bigger battery. And why don't I just get an A7 III? That's what's wrong with that A6600. It's way too close. So if you were like saying, oh man, I should just go for the 6600, get an A7 III. I hate to say it, I really do. But if you can snag an A7 III for about 1700 US maybe, I would just get that. Skip the 6600. It is a silly, silly camera. I've got them on pre-order, okay? But that's because of the stuff that I do with the YouTube stuff and reviewing and all that jazz. But I personally wouldn't recommend it. If you already had the capital to do it, FullFrame is the way to go. So yeah, if you have a specific question, let me know it down below. I'll try to answer them. But something I just want to point out for all of you, more philosophical in the sense, and I don't mean you personally, it's just a general thought here. I know we can get frustrated because a camera doesn't have the features that we want. It happens all the time. And for example, I was kind of like, oh man, I really wish the 6600 had this in here and it would have made me buy it. Some people are going to buy it anyway. It might be perfect for them. There's no perfect camera, folks. The point I'm trying to make is that we can, if the camera manufacturer made the perfect camera, theoretically, you'd have something new to complain about, whether it's the price, maybe it's missing something. Our perfect camera is always going to change. So let's say, for example, this Unicorn A7S III camera, let's say it got 4K 60p, it got 10-bit 422, got really high bitrate options and all that good jazz. You know what the first complaint's going to be? It's either going to be price. It's going to say, well, oh my God, it's $4,000. Or, hey, where's the 6K video at? We were waiting for 6K in a camera, where that was never in discussion. There is always one little thing that we are going to want, and it's going to change all the time. Eventually, people are going to want it to make a sandwich. Or maybe just, hey, why doesn't the camera just take care of the blemishes on a person's face in portraits or something? Like, they're going to keep asking and asking and asking for more. Use the gear that you already have fun with it, and then maybe someday the camera you want is going to exist, or maybe it's close to what you need. Just keep using the gear you already have and have a blast with it. But if you're finding yourself in a rut, you're feeling like you don't want to do anything, it's because I want a better camera so I can get motivated. You gotta find a way to work around it. You know, just I know I'm talking to a very small group of folks out there. A lot of you are doing this stuff already. It's always fun talking about cameras, and I'm not talking about you. It's all good. I'm just saying if you're in the rut where you complain just a little too much and it bothers you that it's not making it a good camera, but you're not using your gear, you know, go out there and shoot more with it. You know, you have a good time with it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, whether you're gonna go with APS-C or FullFrame. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my other content, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.